So step one is to locate the puncture. And don't worry about trying to clean off the dirt and sealant that's already started to coagulate around it. In fact, Goop recommends that you actually rub some dirt into it to form a scab seal, which can actually help the puncture seal. So I'm going to loosen this all the way and then just let as much air out as I can. It's pretty much flat already, but the bead is holding tight. So I recommend don't pinch this too much, because if you break the bead, you might not be able to get it back on with just the Goop. So next, take your Goop off from wherever you're transporting it and shake it. And this is the bottle I used earlier today, so you can see it's almost already empty, but just shake it as much as you can. Another point, some people think that you have to remove the core to do this. You don't. You can leave the core on. This is why it's a good idea to do two things. Periodically change out your valve cores, and periodically, when you remove that valve core, clean out the valve stem. And then if it's blocked, either in the valve core or the stem, you're not gonna be able to inject any of the sealant. Okay, so valve core is open. You're gonna thread the adapter tip on to the valve stem. Okay, that's good. So this is step 5. I'm going to thread this onto the applicator tip. And that's nice and tight. And then step 6, finally depress the button on the Goop and start inflating and sealing your tire. You can stop and adjust the connections if you see more coming out of the connections than going in through the clear hose into the tire. So I don't know if there's any left in this can because I used it earlier, but we're going to depress the button and you can see that it is so it's going in nicely. Okay, and the tire is actually getting hard. Okay, so this is working quite well. I'm sacrificing a can of my Goop to demonstrate for this video. I hope you all appreciate it. Thumbs up would be nice. Subscribe would be great. Okay, so keep it pressed. This is it's enough for both bike tires. So it feels like it's about 50 to 60 PSI. All right, but it's in there. Okay, we're gonna stop. Let's just finish off the can. Right? And I'm going slow in this video. This could all be done in under 2 minutes, maybe even a minute. It's great for a bike race. Way faster than taking off your wheel, taking off the tire, taking out the tube, putting a new tube in, putting the wheel back on. Literally probably under a minute if you get good at this. Okay, so that was step 6. We emptied the remainder of this can. There was just a little bit in there, but as you can see, this tire is full enough to ride home on. So you should be able to get your road tubeless to at least 80 PSI, no problem with this. I recommend riding a few miles to let the sealant fill the hole and then pulling over to top off the tire with your hand pump or CO2 cartridge. But you can see it's holding air, it's quite nice. Seems to be a little bit coming out of that hole, but it is holding. And spin the tire. Again, I haven't really found many of these videos on Goop on how to do this with road tubeless. I just want to show you that it's certainly possible, and a few of the tips that have helped me. Just make sure you keep those valve cores clean and change them out periodically. All right, well, I hope you found this helpful. Please let me know. Thanks.